Toronto Police Service introduced body-worn cameras for frontline police officers in 2020. By 2021, all frontline police officers will be equipped with a body-worn camera. Body-worn cameras are intended to enhance public trust and confidence in policing. They provide unbiased evidence of police and community interactions. They are an investment in the Toronto Police Service's commitment to delivering accountable and transparent policing services.
So when are the cameras turned on and off? And can you ask an officer to turn off the camera? And if you're recorded on camera, can you see the recording? Watch this.
I was in the park playing football with my friends when a couple of neighborhood officers walked by. Are they recording us on their body-worn cameras?
Our body-worn cameras are not always turned on. If we're on patrol, walking through parks and neighborhoods, our cameras are turned off. If we're just making small talk or attending a peaceful protest, the same rules apply. Our cameras are to be off. That changes as soon as we are involved in an investigative or enforcement-related encounter with a member of the public. In these instances, officers' cameras are recording video and audio. We must also turn them on before we respond to a call for service, as these calls also involve investigative or enforcement activity. The officer must tell you they are recording. The cameras also show a red light and make a beeping sound when they are recording. In this case, when responding to a report of suspected criminal activity, the body-worn cameras would be turned on and generally stay on to the end of the incident or encounter.
A citizen called police to attend this location for a male behaving suspiciously around a motor vehicle. The caller was unaware the male was the owner of the car who had locked himself out. The officers turned on their cameras as per body-worn camera procedure before they began speaking with the male. During the investigation, the officers observed that there were possible witnesses nearby and turned to speak to them in order to further their investigation.
An officer came up to me during an investigation. Am I being recorded? What if I don't want to be on camera? Can I ask the officer to turn it off?
To help ensure police accountability, it is important to have investigative and enforcement interactions captured on police body-worn cameras from the beginning of the interaction to the very end. While there are different rules for places like homes and hospitals, police are generally only permitted to turn their cameras off in very limited circumstances and for only short periods of time. For instance, if someone is naked, the officer can obstruct the video, say with their hand, to protect the individual's privacy and allow them to get dressed, but the video and audio recording otherwise continue.
You can request to have the camera turned off, for example, to protect your dignity in a sensitive situation. But the only time you can require an officer to stop recording is when you are in a private space, such as your home or a lawyer's office, and the officer is there on consent. Of course, in other situations, as long as you're not being detained or under arrest, you have a right to leave, and officers must respect that right. Generally, body-worn camera footage will be deleted after 2 years and a day. However, if the footage is needed for an ongoing court case, investigation, or in relation to an access to information request, the recording will be kept longer.
You have a right to access information that the Toronto Police Service holds on you, including in a body-worn camera recording. Access to such information is governed by NFIPA. NFIPA requires the service to provide you with access to your own personal information unless one of the statutory privacy and confidentiality related exemptions applies. In addition, the service may permit members of the public or their representatives to view a body-worn camera recording for the purpose of attempting to informally resolve a complaint or potential complaint about an officer's conduct.
The Toronto Police Service may also release body-worn camera records where compelling public interest exists. A compelling public interest may include situations where there are allegations of improper conduct or excessive use of force. Where a body-worn camera record includes personal information of individuals who have not consented to its release or viewing, the Toronto Police Service will generally blur the images or distort the voice of these individuals before making it available. The record will only be anonymized to the extent necessary to protect the privacy of these individuals or other NFIPA-based confidentiality interests.
In situations where the service refuses a request for access to a body-worn camera record, the service must provide the requester with written reasons for the refusal. You have a right to appeal the decision to the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. For more information about the Toronto Police Service's body-worn camera program and the Toronto Police Service's Board's body-worn camera policy, visit the Toronto Police Service website.